Alright, back again. Today we're going to try to yank the axle out of this thing. I got her blocked up on some wood blocks. Let's see if I can get this wheel off. Oh, that's got the new lug nuts on it. That's why it comes off. I spent like half an hour trying to get some of these lug nuts out of here on the other side. I forgot this side has brand new ones on it. Look at that. Ain't they fancy. I gotta save these because they fit my other stuff too. Oh, they fit my car dolly. Alright, now the other side, I got all but one nut off of it. Let's see if it'll come off. And we'll have the wheel off of that too. Now, where is it? Huh. Uh-oh. There it is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, what's the malfunction here? I think I got the wrong size doohickey. What's this? This is a 3/4. Don't tell me that's 11/16. That's minute. Oh. Alright, give it a shot. Oh, there it is. Huh. Okay, maybe it's the big one. 13/16. I know I had the damn thing coming off the other day. I had the right socket. Well, let's see. Buttons. Yep, there we go. That's over. Alright. Well, the good news is now I got a set of 4 Dodge Dakota snowflake rims looking for a home. I don't know if anybody needs these. Yeah, it's kind of rough, ain't it? Alright, so she got no wheels. That's good. Well, for the most part. So the next thing we got to do, figure out how I'm going to go at it. I don't really want to cut the trailing arms off because that's kind of, I want to keep those because I'm thinking about putting this axle under the camper. I'm not sure. Let's see. And I think these are going to go twang if I grind the nut and the bolts off of them. Let's find out. We put a little pressure on this hoist that's at the back of the car under it, so we got a safety margin. I always want to have at least 2 things holding the car up if you're dicking around underneath it. And I'm not going to have my carcass underneath it, but I have my arm under there and I like my arm. I'm going to need that for something important. Alright, sit down beside the thing and stare angrily at it for an hour. So I've seen the guys in the junkyards take these things out. And they just cut the spring and cut the trailing arm. But I don't want to do that because I kind of want both of those pieces. Alright, so what we got down here, Jens will take a look. Ewins, not yins. Ewins is the correct way to say it. Yins is what them there city slickers say. Y-I-N-Z. See, it's Y-O-U-N-S. That's what's supposed to be. So, that's how, what's his name? Oh crap, I forget the guy's name. Shoot. Well, whatever, the sportscaster guy from Pittsburgh. Anyways, that's how he intended it, I think. Alright, so under here, right there, we've got a big old long bolt. And that's holding the car up right now. Well, that spring is smashed. That's probably no good. Anyway, no wonder the back of the car's sagging. It's mashed. Oh, wow. Whoa. That's ungood. That's broke anyway. Huh. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright, well, I guess I ain't got to worry too much about saving the spring. Let's see, how bad rust is that? Oh, that's acceptable. Alright, that's got actual metal on it. Okay, so what happens if what's this tank made out of? I think that's metal. Oh, it's rusted out. That's ungood. Oh, it's missing a strap. Oh, neat. There's the remnants of the strap. I wonder if it's missing both straps. I wonder if it's just kind of in there by sheer willpower. Probably. Like everything else under here. Alright, well, let's see. Do I try to take this bolt off, or this nut off of this bolt? Or do I try to just kind of get to chopping at her? See, this is what's holding the car up right here. So we're under the spring. But I'm kind of concerned that if I take the pressure off of that, it'll pop forward hard. And it'll land on the back end, and I don't want it to do that right now. Although, I do have that 4x4 under there. And that 4x4 will nicely keep the back end from breaking on the ground. Pretty much. What it won't do is keep my arm from getting disarmed. Huh. So what I want to do is chop through that bolt that holds this on, and then push the bolt out, and it should just kind of sit there until I tell it otherwise. I kind of don't trust it. Huh. Let's see. Well, there's a 4x4 there that I'm using to jack up the car. What if I were to get some blocking, shove underneath that there fancy 4x4 we got sitting under the car that does hold it up successfully, and block it up on the back. Now I'm going to need that space to bolt the frame up to it, the truck frame, but well, once I get it up on the frame, it's going to be less of a problem because I can roll it around to reposition it under the hoist and everything to pick it up and do whatever I want to do with it. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some more blocking, put it up under that giant 4x4 there, probably build some cribbing to do it. You know, good solid stuff. And then the only thing that's going to be under there when I do the final lift is that 4x4 that's up yonder. That's picking up on the frame rail, or the unit garbage rails, or whatever it is. The rails on both sides of the car that have still got some structure to them. Now another thing that occurred to me is I might just be able to go over here, and I might be able to put my long 4x4 post through here once I get the axle off, because there's nothing really in there. Well, there's a thing. Well, that's just part of the axle. That'll come out. Then I got an 8-foot 4x4 post. That'll stick out a couple feet on either side, and I can put the cribbing under that. And that'll let me pick it up and set it. That long piece of 4x4 will let me pick it up and set it down kind of on the framing thing in the back there, on top of the cribbing. Then I can roll the truck frame under it and set her down on that with the 4x4 in the middle, in the way. then I can just kind of maneuver it however I want to once I get it underneath the hoist properly. Alright, well that's that. I'm out of juice here on the camera, so I'll go and charge the camera up. See you later. Okay, I got the weight of the car mostly resting on the lift, so I'm going to try and cut this track bar mount off of here, which isn't bearing any weight, but it's in the way. I'm going to cut this shock off of here, and then I'm just going to cut this bar, the trailing arm, and that should release the back axle. And once I pick it up all the way, it should come up off the spring and the whole thing should just drop out. The brake lines are unhooked already. So the one I need to be cautious about is the trailing arm, because that's what's holding the thing together. Let's see if we can. Well, I don't have enough. Yeah, those shock bolts are completely rotted off. The nuts, I'm not going to be able to get them with a ratchet, so I'm definitely going to have to chop them off. I need a new cutoff wheel. The whole pack of them. Will about do. Thanks. Alright, so I'm just going to chop the whole top of the shock off, because I can't get in there good enough to get the bolt with the grinder, and then hold on, brain, come on. I can do this. Oh yeah, the nuts rusted too bad off of the bolt that I can't get a grip on it anyway. Well, you wanted rust belt stuff. It's hard to take apart. Here you go. Welcome to Ohio, the heart of it all. Alright, I don't know if this wheel's going to be big enough to chop that shock off. I'm not cutting into the pressurized part of the shock. That would be kind of stupid. I'm cutting into just the very end of it. So as not to blow up. I don't like blowing up. I mean, other stuff blowing up is cool, but not me. Okay, let's try it again. That's bullshit there. I think we're through. Mr. Gordon Freeman after it and find out. Around here, I do a lot of thinking and not a whole lot of working, because it's better to think about it and not hurt yourself than to not think about it and hurt yourself. Oh wow, it's undercoated. Huh. Wow. That's not clean metal. Huh. Alright, let's shoot it again just in case. I can't get in there. Huh. There's a problem. I wonder if I can get up in here. Yeah. Well, as much as I hate chopping into clean metal, trying to screw the light back together, it keeps breaking. Then I keep screwing it, and it keeps getting battered, and then it breaks again. Alright, well, we're on top of the solidest metal I can get. Wow, there is actually no bumper on this thing. It just sort of, just a shell of rust and then the plastic cover, and that's it. Wow. Guess it's a good thing I'm putting it on a frame. Oh, I see. So the locating arm and the trail and the diagonal thing there, that's attached to the same arm as the other one is. Alright, so what happens if I chop that? That should get me some success here. One of the several pieces that holds the axle together. Let's try chopping that, see what happens. That doesn't bear any weight. All it does is just locate left to right. That thing's shot. What the hell is that? Huh. Alright. Something just friggin' spooged all over the dang place. What the hell was that? Oh, I must have hit the shock. Oops. Well, I guess that answers the question of whether or not the shock's going to explode if you accidentally hit it with a grinder. No, it isn't. Oh yeah, I accidentally hit the shock. Alright. Well, let's see, this thing looks awfully rusty, so let's see if it'll pop apart if I give her a match. Oh yeah, look at that. Mash. Mash. Nope, not quite. Getting there. Alright, so we've discovered that cutting into a shock absorber with a grinder probably isn't the greatest of an idea, but it didn't explode, so that's nice. Huh. Alright, let's, there's my Sawzall. Get into her with that, see if I can get into her with that. Even though I know that's not load bearing, I still kinda shy away from it such that I don't want to be under it when it lets go. I just don't trust this shit, and you shouldn't either. Never trust a heavy thing suspended over the ground, even if it's secure. Even if you secured it yourself, or somebody you know who knows what they're doing secured it, just never trust a heavy thing suspended above the ground. There. That's right through. Okay. Yeah, she's right through, and that was rusted out anyway, as was the whole thing. Well, that track bar's bent to crap. I wonder if it was that way before I got it. Or maybe it's just because of all the rust. I'm not sure. Well, let's see if this thing can go through the top of the shock too. It doesn't seem to like it. I need a new blade. No, it's still sharp. Wish I'd have got that damn carbide blade. I don't think this is going to work because I think that's hardened metal. What are we cooking here? Nah. That ain't gonna do it. Alright, let's see if we can get in sideways and get the, I don't know. Huh. We'll get into her that one. Yeah, that's too much of a chop. Interesting. Wish my plasma cutter worked. How about this? You know, the one time I need the thing to not fall apart from rust, it friggin' does not. Well, yeah, that'll probably do it. Whoops. Alright. Let's keep it chopping her. Go this way. Actually, let's put a new disc on it and then get chopping. Yeah. It just eats right through it. Yeah. Oh, come on, you turd. Why is this grinder wheel not letting loose? There we go. Ouch. Nope. Well, just grindered into my finger accidentally. There we go. Oh, yuck. This shock oil's gross. I'm gonna go get rags. And that's why I buy lots of grinder wheels at once, because I usually end up burning through half of them on a project. But the Harbor Freight, I mean, the Harbor Freight cheap ones, I like their have a high expectation or anything. Alright, that can sit over there. Get the oily rags where we can light them on fire with the grinder. Always remember to keep your oily rags directly in the line of fire of the sparks from the grinder. Because your local fire department needs work too. They have kids to put through college just like anybody else. And they deserve to work too. Alright, let's move this over here. Let's shoot her with the Freeman real quick. Oh. Yeah, I should have just popped that shock loose and oiled up the damn underneath of this thing before it rusted out. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's rusty enough. I think it'll just pop out. Neat. The ends go over there. Yuck. There we go. Ah. Gotcha. Alright, now, the one thing I'm concerned about is cutting this bottom piece here, this trailing arm. Because I don't know what kind of forces and how much of what kind of forces are on this thing. I don't know if there's leverage holding the whole car up or not. I mean, I know it's not holding the whole car up because those blocks under the spring there and the hoist should be holding it up. So what I'm going to do is put one hand on the car, be ready to bail away from here real quick if I have to, and so the car will push me away from it if it starts to do something stupid and fall this way. Alright. Well, that's sort of what I was hoping for, actually. Because it pinched the grinder disc rather than doing anything real harmful. Let's see, cautiously optimistically, what we got to deal with here. Well, that's ruined. but they aren't very expensive. Huh. Well, kind of cautious about this thing because God knows how much force is on it. Probably a little bit, maybe a couple hundred pounds. But it couldn't be that much because I've got the back end of the car supported pretty well by this engine hoist. Let's see. Something weird happens if I go at this. Alright, let's shove another, well, let's just put the other wheel on here. The incompletely destroyed wheel. I'm going to throw this one in the groundhog hole. Shove this up Robotnik's ass for me, will ya? Good job, kid. Alright. Hedgehog, groundhog, those are different things, aren't they? Two entirely different species. Ouch. See, you gotta be pretty damn talented to cut yourself with a grinding wheel without having the grinder turned on. Alright, not quite tighten it down so much this time, so it won't beat me up when it gets pinched again if it does. Alright, let's turn your ends around that away. I'm going to do my caution lean again. Yep, there we go. Okay. Huh. Alright. So that side's loose. She should just pick up off the spring. And the other side should be the same way, except there's one less thing to chop through, because that ain't got a track bar attachment. That's good. What is in my shoe? Yuck. I started to get stupid stones in my shoe again. I guess it's time I glue it back together. Hot glue works real good on these things. It lasts about a month. You see, I wear size 15 shoes. If anybody wants to send me some size 15, like the widest size they make, it's under over. But wearing size 15 shoes, they're kind of expensive and they're kind of a little bit hard to find. So I use the high temperature hot glue gun. They usually last about a month on me. Alright, so we've established that, oh, it evens itself out. Cool. So it levels out the spring, the perch that the axle's sitting on when you cut it loose. So the front part moves down and the axle attachment moves up. Alright, that's not too bad of a thing. I dig that. On the other side, it's a little bit more challenging because I don't particularly care for the arrangement. My little truck's about 3 feet away from it, so I'm gonna get a 4x4 beam and shove it in between the frame of this car and the frame of the truck, so that if the car does something stupid, it doesn't smash me between the car and the truck. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 feet away, but yeah, I'd say 3 feet. But I don't trust this shit as far as I can throw it. I can't throw it very far. you know, like I keep saying, never trust a car or a truck or anything heavy that's suspended in the air by any sort of means other than its own wheels. You know, if it's a rusty enough shitbox, don't even trust its own damn wheels. Alright, yeah, guess I'll get rigged up to start working over here. Find a spot the fender that's sort of not rusty enough to get it to work. We need the grinder, and let's leave the Sawzall here. I think proper motivation, I can accidentally bump the camera over and break the camera too. That'd be great. You know. Alright, so I'm kind of hoping this thing isn't clicking horribly, but it probably is, just because it likes to do that. I think it likes to irritate you and I, just because it's a cheap camera. Alright, go on that. Okay, so over here, we got to chop the shock off, and we got to chop the trailing arm off, and that's it. That should, I already got the, I'm pretty sure the emergency brake cable goes to both sides. So if I chop those two parts over here off, then that axle should come right in. Boy, this light is just broke as all heck. Push on it. Oh, the plastic pieces broke off, that's why. Shoot, well, they had to stick some JB Weld on her. Probably do that later. Oh, I've got JB Weld here, don't I? Neat. Right on. Okay, there we go. Alright. Light, you stay fixed. And I'm going to come back over here with the camera. I dropped the camera, bust it. Alright, I better restart this. So for some reason this Fuji camera only records like 9 minutes and 41 seconds at a time. And it won't restart automatically the recording. Oh, there we go. So I gotta keep restarting the recording. And it's annoying. If I forget, I miss footage and you miss out on, well, you don't really miss out on that much, but you miss out on me farting around with the car. Alright, got the Gordon Freeman handy. Check all the fiberglass dust off of this so I don't got my butt and all the freaking butt crack in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping tonight. Glass crack full of fiberglass is not something you want while you're sleeping. Or while you're awake either. Alright. Okay, show the Freeman right there. Let's see. What did I do with the grinder now? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got a whole new pack of doohickeys here and wheels. Let's take 3 more of these. Shove them down where I'm going to be working. Alright, give me a 4x4 post. Alright. So for safety's sake, I'm shoving this 4x4 post in between the car and the truck. Alright, between the car and the ground then. Alright, grinder. Yeah, this thing's all totally rotted out underneath, but it's got enough good spots I can lift it by. And it's got enough good spots that I can hook it up to a new frame. Well, a used frame. That was equally as rusty, but I was able to repair the frame, the truck frame. Because it's a full frame, it's not unibody crud. So, whoops. I don't want to be groundhog. Every time I waste a grinding disc, if it's worn out, well, I give them to Steve if they're worn out too far. He burns them all the way to the hub. But every time I break one, I throw it over in the groundhog hole because it seems to irritate them, and sometimes they don't come back. Because we got a groundhog that's digging underneath the building right now, and that's not a very good thing to have happen. They won't let me dispatch them, so we'll have to come up with a way to just irritate them until they leave. Alright. Yeah, 4x4. I'll shove her up in here just in case. Alright. Point ends at the thing. I'll chop it off. Yeah. There it is. Alright. Let's go at her. Yuck. That stuff tastes terrible. Ah. Yuck. We bust this one off the same way we bust the other one off. Nope. It ain't through yet. Yeah, let's step aside there. Watch her. Nope. Oops, sorry. Whoa. Boy, howdy, that busted up good. Another one for the groundhog hole. Yeah, I am not having good luck with these things tonight. Probably cut things I'm not really supposed to be cutting. Bouncing it off of rusty bullshit and everything else. There you go. Shove it up Dr. Robotnik's ass for me, will you? There's that hedgehog, groundhog, well, I don't know, whatever. One of these days, too, I got to figure out what I'm going to do, because the plastic bumper on this thing is dragging down the ground effects, because it's not really holding anything up anymore, because it's totally rusted off. Alright, let's tooch again, see what you do. I think we've loaded one again. Alright. Okay, so that should have got me a little bit more working room in there. So I want to just break it off like it. Wow, look at this. There's some more actual clean metal there. It's about the same place the other one had it. They undercoated this thing at some point. Unfortunately, they didn't do a good enough job of it. Friggin' rusted out anyway. Yeah, there we go. Alright, shock's loose. Wow. Oh, get a bit technical. Oh, there's a brake line over here too. Huh. Yeah, whatever. Alright, I'll shove this in here. Sort of safety. Well, how am I going to do that? Let's see. Put it in between the gas tank, that'll work. Alright, that'll do it for now, just to deflect it enough to where it doesn't run me over. If it does decide to go stupid on me. Pull off the bed. Alright, get the grinder after her again. Cautiously optimistic. Screw might be. Alright, can you see alright? Yeah, let's put you down here a little bit. That's probably going to twang once I hit it. Well, once I get it. Alright, so when that does go twang, I want to be ready to exit the premises. Alright, here goes. I'm going to be like way over here, out of harm's way. Always be outside the fall radius if you're doing something you're not sure what it's going to do. Pleasantly surprised. Alright. Well, that should be it. Not really holding the car down to the axle anymore. It's just a... Yeah, I think there might be a brake line or two out of the way. Whoops. Bonk. I think I probably got to whack this brake line, and that oh, that's a fuel line. I probably don't want to grind that, although it leaked everything out anyways. Probably doesn't matter. Alright, let's see if the car will lift off of the axle. Everything I just did here, that should put the car free of the axle. Whoops, it just fell in the dirt. Alright, seconds over there. That's my security camera noise my phone makes every time somebody happens on the camera. I got a louder noise I got it to make when I'm not here, because like people coming around back here when I'm not here, because usually they're up to steal something or creeping on the radio people or whatever. Alright, so I'm going to try picking this car up off of the axle. Take one. I reckon it looks kind of like it's going. What do we got over here? Yeah, I think she's going. Let's once we get her up enough, she should go twang, and the whole thing should just kind of fall. Well, the axle should fall away from the car is what I'm saying. The whole thing. I kind of don't want the whole car to fall. The axle should remove itself from the general vicinity of the car. That's what I'm saying. How should do? Well, yeah, we are jacking the car up off of the axle. I don't like how that swings. This is stable, just the car isn't. Let's see what the front looks like. I might have jacked it up off the stand. Yeah. We got to put some tension on the front hoist. There we go. That'll get it a little more stable. Wow. Wow. What the hell? I don't think it's cut. I think it just broke. I have never in my life broken a spring into 3 pieces. That is nuts. It looks like it's shattered. Like it rusted, then it just kind of shattered because it lost its springiness. Springitude, whatever. Huh. Well, this side of the axle should pop right out. The spring should come out too. Huh. Stuck in the perch. Oh, cool. Look at that. Ain't way fancy. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm going to cautiously, optimistically zap that out of there because that's a brake line. So 2 brake lines on each side, and if you've got them loose, the whole thing should just drop right out. There's a cable and a hydraulic line. Huh, well, let me get my hoe over here. That's my hoe. I'm going to try and knock these here blocks out of here. And it looks like the car is going to stay where it's at. But the axle is going to go away. Yeah. Cool. Alright. Now, let's see. Let's get that spring out of there. Yep, the spring doesn't look like it's broken. Oh, it's rusty though. Oh no, it's getting ready to break too. Huh, that's weird. I've never broken a coil spring like that. Well, I mean the thing's Actually, I knew who had this before me. I think it was several people who were in high school in sequence. Kind of not real surprised that it's beat. I mean, I got it as a rebuilt salvage title, so at least I'm glad it was a rebuilt salvage title, not salvage, because those are damn near impossible to get fixed. Don't ever let them ruin your title. I'm talking about insurance companies. Alright, let's drop the... I know to drop this stuff out the other side too. Got the blocks out. There we go. Alright. That'll do her. Now note that I'm standing outside the ball lane in the car when I do this. Obviously. I keep bitching about safety, but you just got to be careful. And it doesn't look like I'm being careful, but well, like I said, I mean, I'm a good 4 feet away from the thing when I'm dicking with it, with my hoe. Now, where'd that other block? Oh, there it is. Yeah, the engine hoist. Alright, so I got everything loose. Got the axle loose. I'm going to take her out of there. Figure out a way to do that. I might have to cut the shocks off on the bottom too. I'm always bitching about safety, but you know, save one person to be worth it. Just, you gotta be careful with this metal stuff heavy metal stuff up in the air, like. Just can't take no chances. I mean, you can take calculated chances, but just don't go risking your life for no good reason. You know, don't be laying underneath this thing with it held up by an engine hoist. That'd be stupid. So I figure this car is 2,500 pounds with the engine, transmission, the back axle, and everything in it. Grinder dust. Yuck. Alright, where was I? Oh, sorry. Anyways, this car is about 2,500, 2,600 pounds with all the stuff in it. So you reckon with all the axle shafts and the whole K-frame and everything out, should be probably somewhere between 1,800 and 2,000. Now, I've got my engine hoist set to the 1.5 ton, which is 1,000 pounds, and I've got a 2,000 pound hoist on the front of it, in between the strut towers, and underneath, tied underneath it, so it's got plenty of so that should be plenty to hold it up, but you always want to have a backup, because you never know when a stupid thing's going to fall off or some garbage is going to happen. This stuff just, oh shoot, another thing I got to cut. This stuff just ain't real polite when it comes to what it hits on the way down. So you just gotta use your best carefulling skills. Use that, whatever that, what's that, Caution, or whatever the, Caution, yeah. C-A-U-T-I-O-N, Caution. Caution, yeah. That's technical term for it. Yeah. Alright, I gotta do some chopping here. How am I gonna do this? Well, I can see it from the top back. Oh, you know what? Here's what to do. We'll let her down some. I'll just go in through the top. Oh, what's that? Gently wafting back and forth, such that I don't particularly care for it. Okay, that'll be good. Why is it gently moving back and forth? Oh, I see. The front end's higher now. Alright. Zip off the jack stand. So I gotta sit her down. That's the one pain in the ass about this setup is you always got to be jerking around with the front end and the back end and everything else. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust the bar that goes across. I'm just going to chop it off. I'm going to chop it off from the top side because, well, I'll just go from over there. It'll be alright. I gotta say, if you're on top of it, it can't fall on you. Well, unless you really screw up bad. Yeah, let's just get it over there. I'm outside the fall radius now. Always be mindful of which way it can potentially fall over. And stay out of that radius, because that would be bad. Track bar loose. Well, I got it cut off from the axle. So now I'm going to jack the car back up. See if I can't get her to exit the vicinity. Try to pick her up and get the axle out of here. Can't do that too fast because it starts swinging. Front. The front starts picking up off the jack stand, and I don't like it either. Well, I would love to have a lift right now. You know, a lift would be awesome. I'd have this thing done by now. Just pick her up in the air and do what you gotta do and roll the frame underneath her and sit her down and away you go. Alright, how's the front? Yeah, pick her up. Okay. Sorry about the audio, that camera sucks. It just backed away. How she works. Alright, that should be enough. Push this down. There we go. Oh, that thing's heavy. Alright. Should be able to pull her out the other side. Less obstacles this way than the other way. It's 30-some degrees out here, or 20-some probably now. Basically, just grab this and pull. That's what the ladies say. That's not right. So I'm on the... Right, hold on. Okay, still recording. Good. Okay. Always make sure you have a good, reliable hoe with you. Okay. Hold this, and I'm going to pull. And it should exit the general vicinity. Yeah. Cool. So the axle tube itself is still in good shape. It's not rotted out. The spring perches are okay. Just the shocks and where it mounts onto in the car is terrible. So I'll have to check the weight capacity of these bearings, but I'm pretty sure this is a fairly robust axle. I mean, if me and God knows who else drove this thing around for who knows how long, then it must be a pretty good axle. Pretty good bearings. So, it may hold a 2,000 pound motor, I'm not sure. Why not? If not, I could actually just put new spindles on it. I don't really want to do that because these ones already have brakes on them. And I don't like paying for things that already built. Well, that's it. Enough room. I can set her down on the frame. Alright. Right now, I'm just going to set her down on the plate. Be slowly and deliberate about this. Alright. I got to port around up front to make sure it stays on the stand right. Keep on the ripping on her. That's cool. Alright. Okay, that sounds like the front end started moving. I've got to adjust it. I always keep multiple points of contact with this thing because, you know, just it's better to have two things holding it up than one. It's always good to have backups, especially when you put heavy junk like this way up in the air. But I think this will sit right down on the edge point. Whoa. Okay, I can swing it now. I gotta set her down on the jack stands up front. I know it's loose now. Alright, we're on the stance. Set her down a little bit more, I think. A little bit more. We're going to put the blocks down underneath her and set her on the stance on the hoist and be done with it for the night. Good. Yep, that'll do. Cool. so I might not need to watch. I can still sit her right now. Oh, there we go. Ah, cool. Okay. Down real nice. There we are. 1990 Dodge Daytona with a great big old hole in the trunk. There we go. Great big old hole cut in the trunk. She's sitting on a 4x4 on top of the engine hoist. She ain't going nowheres. No axle on the back. Uh-oh, I sitting on the gas. Oh, not. No axle on the back. No axles in the front. Just kind of sitting on the stands and whatnot. All set to rigged up to pull or to lift. Let's see, am I on? Oh no. Alright. When you lower the back end, it raises the front end. So, whoops, crunch. Should be good. That's good for now. She'll sit until we pick her up tomorrow sometime, hopefully. I gotta get that other track bar out of there. And well, she's sitting on the ground now. It'd be easier to cut out. I don't have to worry about it falling on me because it's sitting flat. There she be. Shut her up for the night. Go home and post a video on the YouTube. Well, if you can hear me, because this camera is a piece of crap and the audio doesn't work very good on it, I'll see you later. Next up, we'll be picking this thing up, maybe cutting a couple more pieces off the bottom and backing the frame underneath her, and then dropping her down on the frame and starting to mount up. Whew. Made a lot of progress. Still a long ways to go, but I was like, oh yeah, I'll just put a car on top of the frame. It'll be just fine. Yeah, just put it right on there. Yep. Yeah. Working on it since May 7th of this year. A little more difficult than it seemed at first, but of course I had more rust and more stuff to yank apart. More of this and more of that. I had to rebuild the rear end and who knows what else. But we're getting there. Alright, I'll see you later.